Hi, my name is Chloe and I'm a representative of the Chili Pep Young Commissioners. In September 2021, Chili Pep and Targeted Youth Support worked with a total of 115 young people across Barnsley. Together, we asked young people to tell us how emotional health and wellbeing services can involve them in their development and how those services provide young people care that they may receive. This included creative consultation, joint focus groups and one-to-ones. Young people from across the following groups settings were consulted: Barnsley Youth Council, Barnsley Young Commissioners Escape, Barnsley Young Commissioners Sanctuary, Care for Us Council, Barnsley Send Youth Forum, Home Hub Mentors, Exodus, YMCA, Ad Astra and Barnsley College.
Hi, my name is Lucy and I'm a representative of Chili Pep. We've been asking young people what's important to them to make sure that they can be involved in these kinds of activities with emotional health and wellbeing services. What would make young people want to get involved? What would they need to help? For them and from adults and decision makers, so that young people will feel they have a real opportunity to influence the services and support available around their mental health and wellbeing. We used Chili Pep WIPI standards and explored these with young people. 1. What does each value mean to you in terms of youth participation? 2. Would you call any of these values anything else? If so, what? And 3. Anything else you would like to add or change?
Hi, my name is Cassidy and I am a representative of the Young Commissioners and the Send Youth Forum. On the 22nd of October 2021, Chili Pep and Targeted Youth Support came together and facilitated a joint consultation session to 16 young people aged 14 to 25 from 6 Barnsley Youth participation groups at the Home Young People's Wellbeing Hub. The aim was to take part in further consultation and development of the engagement strategy and charter. We worked with the Send Youth Forum, Young Commissioners Escape, Young Commissioners Sanctuary, Barnsley Youth Council, Care for Us Council, Home Hub Mentors.
The consultation focused on getting it right. How do we make sure young people know what they can do or who they can go to if they feel the service is not working with the values for the engagement strategy? Reviewing the values findings from 105 young people, summarising those findings, exploring words young people like for the standards. Young people chose to use the word values instead of standards, and also choosing the design and layout.
Hi, my name is Rhys Spanton and I am a representative of the Barnsley Send Youth Forum. During November and December 2021, we designed some mock charters based on what young people told us during these sessions. This helped us to consult wider via an online consultation survey. In January of this year, 2 joint creative consultation sessions were facilitated by Chili Pep and Targeted Youth Support at Home Hub for young people to take part in voting for and giving further feedback on their favoured charter design and layout. This also involved celebration, pizza and certification of young people's involvement. We've opened this up to the youth participation young people's groups, as well as other young people's groups in Barnsley. We also took time to use the above 2 sessions to consult with young people around SPOC, single point of contact, renaming and rebranding this service. Lauren Nixon and Lucy Hinchcliffe attended these sessions to thank young people in person for their hard work.
Hi, my name is Breadsticks and I'm a representative of the Chili Pep group. During February 2022, based on the feedback from the online face-to-face focus groups and creative consultation, the charter most favoured by young people was amended to reflect what young people told us during the focus groups and from the online survey feedback. We are now presenting our progress in March 22 to the Emotional Health and Wellbeing group alongside our final charter design.
Hi, my name is Morgan and I'm a representative of the Barnsley Youth Council. So you've heard a summary of our involvement, but we wanted to show you the Young Commissioners model and how this piece of work we're involved in links directly to the commissioning and influencing model process. We applied this to our practice to make sure best practice of young people's participation was followed. We used every step of the Young Commissioning model and even came back to some of these steps again. The idea is that if these steps are followed, you are working with young people in a meaningful way to involve us in those decisions that affect us. It can be fluid and you can move around the model. As young people, it's important that you involve us in decision-making processes and commissioning of services and support locally for young people. Consultation. By working with existing service providers and consulting with young people to identify young people's priorities around the values. Activity includes collating recent consultation findings and learning from current work with young people. Ongoing consultation and feedback to young people through existing groups and structures and web-based forums, for example, Facebook groups and online surveys. Involvement. Young people are involved in co-design of the Charter. Influencing. Young people are represented at strategic decision-making level on boards and planning groups, through participation groups and representation structures. This includes taking feedback from the consultation and involvement activity to influence services and decisions, which is what we're doing now.
Hi, my name is Phoebe and I'm a representative of the Young Commissioners. We now want to feed back the detail of what young people said. We started off by looking at what values are important to us when professionals work with us to involve us in these pieces of work. Young people agreed they liked the name values instead of principles. Young people chose to change the following value names, keeping respect the same. To be authentic and genuine were important words mentioned throughout the values consultation. Young people spoke about the importance of building a trusted, genuine relationship with them all across 6 values. Respect us, include us instead of inclusion, be real instead of realism, be honest instead of honesty, recognise us instead of recognition, be open with us instead of communication.
Hi, my name is Rebecca and I am a representative of the Barnsley Central Forum. We came together to review all these findings, but to also discuss how we can make sure services are getting it right. For us to be involved in this big piece of work, it must be meaningful for young people. It is important that when developing a charter for young people that there are processes in place for us to access this, and that we know what to do if services are not getting it right for young people. But we also want to hear about when you are getting it right too. Do what you say you're going to do. Only say what you can provide, what can be provided or direct to young people to services that can help. Use feedback forms, suggestion boxes and online feedback methods. Not all young people like to see people in person, but not all young people like to do work online either. Make it accessible for all. Have a code of practice and sign a contract. Have young people inspections to check what's happening. Electronic feedback and suggestions. Fair and non-discriminatory to all young people's needs. Contact numbers and details for the senior people, so that young people don't have to report directly to the person or team that they may not want to be happy with. Treat young people in a way that is engaging and respectful. Don't speak down to people and find a middle ground. Clear complaints process with the outcome and response outlined. We also want to know where it's going. Feedback forms in person and online, where services tell us what they will do with the information and feedback, like an online review. You said we did boards. Use photos, videos and quotes from young people and service users. Celebrate events to shine a light on good practice and awards ceremonies. We want to know who's involved, the staff structure with photos to get to know you and your roles. When holding a service to account on it, and it is good and positive experience for young people and more likely to go back again.
Hi, my name is Mason and I'm a representative of the Send You Forum. Finally, we've included our suggestions and recommendations for the next steps as part of the engaged strategy development work. We'd like to see an opportunity form be developed that professionals and services complete when requesting to work with us, so it's clear to young people and so that we can choose if we want to be involved. We'd like to see an evaluation progress form developed so that that professionals and services feedback to us around what's been changed or developed as part of our involvement.
The finished charter is here. We have a title page with the main focus of each part and pages explaining each value in more detail.
We want organisations to sign up to uphold these values defined by young people.
Thank you for listening.